Water River Authority so any abrea womo ehwekwan a wo betumi abo nipa sa ha wi ato womo no nititru womo a ewo mepe a eho na asem no ne kese pa ne pomponso no ye befa ne se ewo ye bedi kan akoya na musifo a ewo ho na ye ne womo adi enkomo na womo atwamfoni a kire fi se si ade ye tene se esojafo ananka ewo ho a womo eboa ema enema bia yesi edi twa nsuo no ekọ achi koma no order from above say womo mra no yenye sika mfa ntua womo hotel bill yesi anya sa yebedi ho nkomo so bua kase na ekoma VR sana Ghana fo bebre no aka se na engineers ne forecast no womo de yeden eno womo tena se ebi nso si o in fact theories bebre enwumre VR fo ho a wo be yi ano theory ne ba akone se Moboa papa some person for voters ID card in Sudeco. Meaning say we dia wonte da. Edo supi enti empanin for every voter river authority e wo fi ha. Yani won bedi nkomo na yate de ekoso no ase ankasa. If you say dam ne ye ache e ba ne sen na feed ya ko wie ne say ye bedi ho nkomo. Omampanyin dada John Dramani Mahama e de atodwa se Sadie NDC etumi di nkunim ewa asen north no formula na wo mu yusu ye no sa formula no wo mu ewo ho a eninti 2024 election no the same formula no be yusu na wo be di nkunim unim so wa Canada e ho no de sanse mi kwato dwa e be kwa akohwe ensem no ebi na wachi omanfo eteka so a emabunu titru wo mu ye kire bi ema ye bo wo mu abaso studio ha se wo mu ayade no wo mu achekora dodo ebi se ka so akwan ne nya yebetwe ni ya hwe ho ensem se de etie na hyene nso se sabre wo benya kwan na watumi e de question bia wo bia efa na wotwe issues ayede eba ye ne bia no watumi e de amane yen ye se yebisa no yebebisa the SS yakenkan so yabekenkan yenwie no na obia atene ho ase mede de Kofi Adomah Nwanwanii na nankrato hene a odikan anwure mem wakwa aba tena se na join yen e wo Facebook se wo Angel TV so nso a na wa join yen wo ben TV no an wa join yen ho ente sa nso a wo betumi akọ eye Facebook 102.9 wo betumi ahwen e wo ho yen sister stations e Ghana final regional capitals ni nyina nso betumi adjoin yen na wati yen e wo ho Mrs. Miracle mo si ko nie you look great me da say kwadwo awine say Kofi the way you say ehemu we can't stop listening say wa Linda da si ko she is watching with us why mate enti sabre yemfa ensem no nchiremu emro na shem yehye ensem no ase na wotwi asem kase a Ghana ha yebobo ho na yede ehye ase akuafo a wo mo ete esiofra no ho ehye ase ebobina se wo mo a eyen tilapia emmoa no se wo mo anya free show na wo mo nam monte o manfo sesa wo mo ewe enti wo mo ana aboa tilapia ni bia no a wo mo yen wo mo ne de wo mo sun se tilapia no mo hwe mo hunu empo ehye ase kora na yese China ni ba akohwere ne nkwa utietie mu a sese tilapia na ekọ no ehusun wokọchi wo mu sesenyo na wono ede efiri mu wo mu aka ne de emoa no agifum a wo mu adwane eno echi wo mu nso adɔ no baye a wo mu de asuo fra no ene gugu so no esuo ni yiri fa so saa no ahohoro ama kyese dan kra na de koina tomatoes apagya ni nyinaa ede kɔ a ebi anka akuafo ne bɔ bena saa nti eba ne saa na ɔso afa wo no na ohwe ku adwuma ho nsɛm so ene esu ede gu ne so Dr. Brian Champon nam so ede atodwa a kyese kwan bia so wo mu no baye nsuo ne de kɔ no mo obia ensu bio na sika bi aba sika ne ye 40 million American choppable dollars ibi na sa sika yi ye behwe na yetwa ede ama woni a woni ma ensuo no afa ede kɔ no entimu obia ensu bio yentie area Brian Champon ensem a wode tudwa no yɛrɛsɛ yɛbɛnya ne no na afe yɛde enhyemu no ede abrɛw ne mom ma yɛnkɔ public sector reform na yɛne yɛwura Thomas Kusi Boafo ɔne chief executive officer ɛwɔ hɔ yɛne no enni enkomo na yɛnhwɛ benefit sika yi a yɛse ɛba no anyebia wo mu ahyase kora dada na yɛkyɛ ne sɛn fi sɛ ɛba ne sɛ no obi a wɔno afu hɔ kora oti anya yi a ɔbɛba abɛkyerɛ pictures bi a ɛkyerɛ sɛ wɔdo tomatoes no wɔntwa picture nso yɛbɛyɛ dɛn ne yɛtumi ahunu wɔ mo na yɛbusa enkonta no sɛ wodwane yɛ wɔ Facebook a wobɛhunu sɛdeɛ adan no ayɛ ɛna sɛ wohwɛ wɔ Angel TV so nso a wohunu sɛ adan no nkyɛnse nko a ɛna ɛtɛ hɔ na akɔyɛ awerɛhosɛm a sɛ yɛnhunu baabi a yɛmfa ani ɛnkyerɛ na soboa ahodoɔ ɛba ebi sɛ yɛbɔ mo kɔkɔsɛm nsɔre mfiri hɔ mo ansɔre sɛ abrɛ kura no kɔkɔbɔ no gu so ɛnso ebi sɛ baabi yɛnkɔda na ɛho nsɛm no akɔyɛ bebree ɛne sɛ sɛsɛi akɔhia sɛ ɛsɛ ɛmmoa ɛba adan ɛna ayɛ sɛ deɛ ayɛ enti yɛgu so a yɛtwɛn yɛwura Thomas Kusi Boafo no ma yɛnkɔ yɛnim okay yɛnkɔ na yɛne ne nkonkodi enkomo ne yɛhwɛ affected communities no anamontuo asabre aban no ɛhwɛ na watu ɛde aboa ama wɔne a wɔho akyere wɔ mo no wɔmbenya dwankɔbea kakra na atumi aboa wɔ mo benefit ɛho asɛm ɛte sɛn yɛwura Kusi Boafo te yɛnka nwumre ya yɛma adwo ɛmo akwababa Angel FM ne Angel TV so
Angel so menya
yo yɛda asepa nso ene wobrɛ yɛnhwɛ deɛ asie ɛwɔ ɛyɛ framantam ne apuye mantam titru na ama akuafo ɛho akyere wɔ mo menim sɛ wankasa so kora deɛ ɔyɛ ensuo yiri sɛ ya akuafo na ya na mo nneɛma no nkontabuo menim sɛ deɛ sika yi yɛtete sɛ 40 million bi abɛyɛ a ɛde ba bɛhwɛ yi no ba ne sɛ ya yɛbu nkonta ne sɛn deɛ ɛkyɛ ne sɛn
yo medase na Angel menkɔ so nkyɛ wɔ chiefo yɛwɔ mu ne sɛ deɛ asie no deɛ ɛyɛ ade a ahadwene yie afei ne yɛgyidi sɛ nsuo no aboa atɔ deɛ nanso so ebe wiase na afei ɛde nsɛmɔ ne die abam ɛno nso so de ɔhaw so wohwɛ mu koraa baabi a ɛnyira mfaeɛ no meme sɛ baabi bebree wɔ hɔ a medua aburo second first one the metro we second one said the nsuo si tɔ dodoɔ nti aburo no sɛ mefa sɛ bɛ 40% ɛporɔ ya ɛntimi amfihwɛ ɛno so yɛ ade a ɛha dwen na ɛtɔtɔtoa so nti ma ɛsoku no te sɛ dodo te sɛ deɛ wode kɔyɛ mmɔre no sɛeɛ no nti deɛ aba yi deɛ ɛhɔ no ayɛ awerɛhosɛm ɛna sɛ wohwɛ mu nso so a ɛhɔfoɔ no tuma titiri a wɔn mu dia ne kua yi ɛne nsuo yi so a na wɔn nam a menua wɔn ɛyɛ fishing kakra ɛde support ne bi koraa yɛ tilapia nom ɛne ɛyɛ a mmarima kɔn bie ɛne bi nso vegetables ti saa mmere no metumi nhu sɛ deɛ hɔ besi adanne na deɛ menim ne sɛ sika ba koraa no a how long is it going to take Ghana sɛ wɔn sɛ wɔn restore land ne ba na bɛyɛ available for farming ɛpa sei no a ɛbɛteki mmerɛ sɛn wɔnhwɛ yi a ɛbɛtumi ateki 2-3 months ansa ne nsuo no koraa nyinaa agyae koraa no a retreat na asase no koraa no ayɛ papa ama ansa koraa no abɛtreat asase no na wode ayɛ farming nsuo no koraa agyae tɔ no koraa no a mefa sɛ ɛngyiri bio and I say him ye damn no ma him yirim for hobby no. If you create me take over 6 months and some assassinate me ayi. And sana what me nya asase a odi be ye kuyebu also cry kotai hokra che edane lake bi kra e be twa ka ho a anhwe a wasase kra wunya biem e che sa ase no kra forever enti no so ne nyina no e wom se was ye hwe na World Bank sika minua bra champon edi tu da no World Bank de odu problem na koto nanim na already Ghana will program World Bank a general planting for food and agriculture, planting for food and employment, phase 2. So, the phase 1, no, we phase 2, no, planting for food and employment in phase 2. Phase 2, no, no, so, and she say, only be what, Majidi said, no, area, na eka ho dada ansana we say kura enso so eba ama eba ma abeye very necessary and this are a common so e de beba ho no e be harding now to say ubenye sikari the program na wo hwehwe me we bank sika me be me hwe bebre so me hwe be far reforms so nti we bank sika nye setem na da ho team no ahia ye na wudi units rene about units rene abasa na de ye de open there be a program
me tie wasem ya na say $40 million promise no ye fa ne say
40 million promise in there. Well, more secure. He said they more secure. So, would we go way? Now, what's I would justify or throw at the co and justify say, way a be a farming inputs. Way, he be to say fertilizer, edieni. Registered farmers, ya collate ya yenya money. Farmers no crown, they are in this category. We more a fish farming. We more a poultry. We more food. When we everybody say bro, when we vegetables, when we rice, I say o categorizing in no affected area, hold munina, na the whole back. Not say wash areas yeah market. The hen I ready say in the next 1 month, ubeti media. The hen in the next 2 months. Nes I said kura ubo dino the hen kura na say kura. It is a farmer no. Farmers, when you those names, already established, now they are your proposals, Fertilizer say we move here. Improve seed quality, say, and a move type of bay. Now seed, seedly move to say. Now move to say that they are my farmers, Quite by number for so a channel at the FM. Nina, so I just what she said, Nina. Obi Jibia, a better who there must be a database. Ye Nipano Kurano, your first say, your audit, your fry, you bet me a cool say, no food in Yampa, no woman would you create me, and yes, am I, and you didn't be him. And Baba Begis can be a
me tie wasem ya na say a long process o ya ka de nenso say afa ne ye be keep data ye be audit data no ne ye hunu say obia say ne fata no enye na asem.
Oh, and with the be are not planting for food and jobs. No, it be a phase 2. No, tell na make say or kasa no or kasa de fa. And just say be a database. No, that's so. I will hold more data. Yeah, they will see and be chroma to recare ye who argument 10. But the here pa me say, is the land ready now for farming? That is the big question we need to ask ourselves. And now me new work say yes, you can say next month. You could be a more assassin available. You could be a bra assassin available.
And the VR4 studio hantino maybe sa womo say brebe no omunsu no be frama na kona yetumi anya de ado de do entino deputy chief executive in charge of engineering or studio hanti maybe sa na hwe.
Very good.
Say time
be say land and whether it is readily available now. Now to bet me a move or more baby from or more start the farming or naturally or migrate to as I am or back after they have restored the land there now. It can be a woman and say. And this me anticipate is a comedy. Meaning I am here if you remember.
Era kusi bo afo yada asepi ene nchemu a odi ama enwumre. Abusiafo sa wo hwe e wo Angel TV so na wo hwe Facebook me baby sa VR for first question. So mo hu sensuo no ebububububu sa no. Because me hu say opania page na ni ahwe video no wo screen so sa me bisa say pressure na na dey kono. De mo anticipate ye no na say we kura dey ketwa bi na ebaye no ma yema opani ye engineer Edward Eko Oben Kenzo yema no akwaba era yemwajo
mejo so
empombo ko de
amiado me hoye
na say de wabre papa
it's part of the work
but
ekejuma no
we no na o anticipate say ebeba no say
dabi mean to because that is what we anticipate as ebeba it's per the event as in so tono. We also have to follow the forecast ebano.
All right. I was for o join your Facebook our question bia ma VR treto ha sisia na mimisa straight and famo. First of all ma yentiase. Yenim said dam ye yache. But yesi ebinsi da abakose mu no ye Google ahwehwa ye hunu to this magnitude say asesa ma afedie obi a yegifo nyina ahya ase yesu se abedu atoa pete wo mo ho se firi mo ho no se eno ye different level obi ntimi nkire ba se de mudia na yebo ada na mo ayesa
Kofi first me pese be empathize with the Krofona sa adi ato mo no Angel say Yesu, they say add value to life. Nkwan hu hia ye. Te bia ya nkwan ye hwe. Ye be wo ho ahwe say nkwan na eseso munya no ana ade a be ye mo be comfortable. Ye be sure say be omunya sa comfort no. Ye enjoy mo sa ye be hwe aye say Krofno omo to me move yes omo life ehia ye no. Omo ye comfortable. And then our main priority be a CCA. Yabeka said, Barney saying, normally near war, be a friend no chat. Damn, you see, and a chat be man, say, since so talk, and so bad damn from the catchment areas or not now. In soon a ban who follow, it is a follow chat be. So what chat now see, a answer will be a gate to be. What chart do straw just all year calculation in the international say in Sony Jaito, I could drew him. Angel, so could you be a bro dam no how you design on it just will be a gate no in Suno Ebico. Yes, I will best say dam no. Now, Castle protected dam no, and yes, all protected dam ne pet. Castle protected and it is all protected any Panama dam as in our account. So, no, like I say, if you are protecting the dam, it's because you protect the asset and the people. Down.
Okay, people down. I have one now, Pache.
To send for more dam Nasiano. Said dam you soon and said dam near was string was here.
Yeah.
To you soon a court asiano. Said Crofona was here. Said dam be touch your dam no one. And soon as a better
was an Unkruben Sana readily
about. Yeah, about 9 districts a war dam no. It's Jamain Kahon, Shao Sudoku, North Town, South Town, Central Town, Adan East. Down west, I have to find out.
And then I must say, damn, in case challenge Bane Bua, a wiping in our offer.
Oh, yes. Say a sea, sir. Effect to know you're very devastated. I dear person, your day I drink con. So, VRA, so Angel, to me, the share and son said, just here, sure, said, damn, you protected damn no. Because Obian says, damn, no, the BCR. Effect no is too much for the country. So some mandate no near say you be used to a protected dam na yeah shares no.
Okay.
So and also so yeah we share say in so na ban bro chat na be some can na be drew level be affected down it will be a gate no mean so no e be ko you design dams yeah me man gate back 12 6 wall each bay, 2 bays. I calculated say so the interest of union so a bro so could drew almost hundreds of thousands, 1 million. Can it be to me be my son now? I say come away in Budam. That is how the dam has been designed. Yes, so you share chart in pair. Normally, every dam will see behind only weather agencies every year. No name ding it out. Or make choice and so better and so to a big good catchment where back. This volume is never a bar. Now also engineers also your plan all showing so what the major dam design is safety amount in now. No share say okay I said bro so I know so I say okay who's sending out information will be a gate no matter. One yes sir coordination now. How ASAT you track your chart no from June when him say so normally better no. Now dam no Kevin so na bem na dam no e wo Kevin ase so when he say o bega say o be a gate ben so akọ over years experience dam operation to me be a gate sir. But you drew August one ni ehun say forecast no as said no e che say so no e beba p nso ne beba p no so e hwe na nso na for the track curve no e che so use operate to dam e trust our curve no pen say also calculate say so e be quantity as be drew in fa be drew na say so start say your plans there be a gate na me nso ne bi akọ me when you more room say nso na be ba no betumi e continue sama why say nso be dam na time e collapse me pese me can be wa September 11th dam bi bu Libya me read one bit of sentence na expect no more here so when I do am kan I must say in Libya, in the Libya case, I believe that the management of the dam was not good. The engineer responsible for the dam should have made sure the water did not exceed the dam's upper carrying capacity. When he noticed that the huge volume of water was entering the reservoir, he should have released large quantities of water to keep its level lower than the upper limit. Because I say, in the case of Libya, in Libya's case, the bad management appeared to have been the cause of the dam collapse. Now I say, what this strategy has, could this strategy be avoided? I say yes, if the responsible people operating the dam had opened the gate to release the water, when those responsible for the water management of the dam ignore heavy rainfall, then one can expect such disaster to occur. Yeah, Cassis is here. Libyan Crawford may we at 22,000.
Because dam no buye.
Because someone saying so no door, so we be a gate no.
Okay. I think so far Obiani who are blame mo for opening the dam. But miscalculation any baby a ya na adwene ko. Is it to say mo hunu say volumes no be drew baby na drew ho na at once say mo bie because o hwe the way afa no every year mo bie. Enti baby a bie du no so na the video ya hwe it suggests say pressure no a na de ko no ase na abro so enti no yemie na enko sep dam no bebu de let us manage the beba we chiri.
Okay, Kofi drug so ne by calculating no. Yeah, discussions among the engineers. Say I finish so start here back. Normally in so pick it from September to middle of August. On in so pick it middle of October on so pick it. Now August in so kesi be volume say be. So o share no one share here just say o mean so pick up. They drew pick na when you more room and so never no betumi a store. But when breach dam no. So calculation you na you discuss here so say okay be drew de yem be ni kakra to be dam no so e be sink only 20,000 cubic feet per second and that sink oil e wum near 30,000 cause in so no so ba cause wo nyo nyame a wo na wo nchire so e be to no odo am forecast so be to pa no so betuma to pi ba ko penejai the top people ko na no so gen so ni ha ma ko na it is the so no be produce dam no to as I say be the kakra so yeah matching so na e ba na so na to no e bie gate no to match. So that is what we were doing.
Okay. And he was it Kofi if from the engine Yeah, 7 person can also obet. I free you pa VR pa ubisa say me sure pa say engineer no free the real source VR I free VR never also. Me nim the entia ubisa sa but I am me better we say na mintimi enhwe. We say Kofi, please tell him people's lives are not safe. They should do everything to bring them out and they should stop speaking big brofo. Okay, Benjamin. Remember my messages no so.
Down. Spillage here, 6 spillage, 6 years dam no. Okay. Yeah, 5 spillage. Last time you spillage 2010. Yeah, in spillage so this year you spill it.
Yeah.
So I think that's a correct also.
This year volumes no na adoso.
This year volumes and sooner tono adoso.
And is it to say Matthew for amamo the correct prediction? Amamo fanya calculation. And now say where missing link no here because it's strange still. We are still trying. The reasons here be our questions here. I'll come to the model boy or more trouble, but say be ye be in CBU. Missing link na he buy. You say June July afibi ensuo to but this year June July ensuo na nto say the seto. Was that eno ne ma a better later no it is our problem yi aba.
No, Yanka said there was a missing link. Weather agencies in now world no ka said this year no mo one friend Elino year. Elino no chere say so better ben topi. Angel. But normal cause more probability say I sure betumi ato. Since omo nya nyame no. On to make us say or no nya nyame organization so nto de bia. To mo sa probabilities na okay out of 100 90% chance so ntopi. But 10% bi o ho a so betumi atopi. So I just say hwe cause if you bet me as a follows our trend up to August now, if you know, years after the super air banner, and the agencies in Yaka say this is how it's going to be like. So, I'm misleading. So, they told me at that time to say, Mr. Me read this is here. Say, Metro for more advice, I just offer no article on it. One yes, and it is best say, damn. Now, Metro some collect some data every day. No more forecast. So I'm calling them more forecast. Yes, sir. But I can say okay, and then me actually could do December how and so better. Oh no, nyame. So no share the data when I can say okay, how about data and that is so better. So down also. Then I be a weather forecast every day, no. So that's how they work, and they work with us in that manner. Advise you accordingly.
I plan na be see. In fact, yeah, when maybe I find an act of God.
Yes.
I no we are ho hwe a enye. Do we put this the attributes here, you know? Ebi ka say man made. In fact, okudwe travel committee ni sisi ya enche ya or ka say this man made lakes here agi enkura abosu. Meaning say yen an ya ye enye nyame nsuo bi eto ye yen ye bie e na afa wo mu nkuro kriti is we no qualify say act of God ni bi ye ho hwe enye yi.
Kofi 2000 ye bie gate. Gate you be according to forecaster Metro for the mile.
Okay.
So it was based on daily forecast of a mile. Means we but then also build gate to measure. So
okay.
2000 at least forecast of mile, you know, you be so to match and you do be a jai spillage, you know. No volumes down but may say a buy this year. This year BP last year you issue notice Maganes and be last year be a Kosomo gate. Forecast on mine, no, yeah, for no just a bit to me, but do baby soon after the forecast, no, it changes and so no cry and Thomas, homogeneous better, no, tell you and spell it a jai. So, yeah, no more Juma is hand in hand work. Who on no shame, no bad advice, so now also what accordingly. One when taking advice, no one say, yeah, be a too Libyan, better.
See. And yet deliberate, the CA.
And yet deliberate.
There are some who are calling for heads to roll because elsewhere, train Krenya accident, Obetina Transport Minister no resign. Obeti yesi Krabia could grow or children playground be and Krabaya 3 Ubeti yesi gender minister will resign. Aha yen hubi and so a seer yedi hon komo say ya then ya janisa. Why and I be bonny?
Miss Emeka, no, ye the asset on my VR and started to the just say, ye bought dam no ban. Yambɔ dam
and
no.
they say dam no na some bo ho ban.
Na be say make just say yambɔ yaka say yɛbɔ dam no ban just oh bɔ dam no ban ne asset ɛwɔ dam na see now. So bɔ dam no ban na just say asset na wa dam na see now who protecting it is together. It goes together. Yes a dam ne pe.
Okay.
Because the dam ni bridge here. Nkrɔfoɔ a ɛwɔ ase no a bɛsɛ sɔma kɔ no te sɛ mesa Libya de 20,000 a week. Nkrɔfoɔ a ɛwɔ ase bi ku ɔmo no as properties ɛbɛsɛɛ no. Angel FM. Wontumi mfa w'adwene bu. So that was the main mandate. I just protected the dam. Protecting the dam means you are protecting the asset and then the people in the country and properties be under the dam. So action you're taking, it was the right decision and it was the right call for us to take that decision.
Right decision. And the problems are brought man for.
Okay.
More yen density say.
Kofi, Rebecca say before you be when you be a friend emergency preparedness plan. I just say who sit down. I just saw your preparedness plan to emergency. Emergency not to mean predicted that emergency be drew. This year May yes simulation is in case you be getting in so be peer. Then I just say for 4 year. Yes, our simulation with all the agencies or more in deal or other aspect of the work that involves emergency. Ghana forces can police, ambulance, fire service, NADMO, district assemblies in here were involved. Yes, so our simulation said this is if in case this is what has to be done, and the simulation was very successful. Yes, we have other units community relation. We call communities also to educate them, to ask them whether they are ready. Not musu ye other district assemblies so just advice and knowledge awareness was created and it was successful. Say if anything crumple on any success any correct and NADBO would have drawn our attention to call. They have the expertise and the other agencies would have drawn, but nothing of that sort. Obviously, exercise you're very effective. Now, able to make general say because of how our exercise is effective, until the next papa could be can you successful? No, Crofonanti as anchor. Who done in so bar? Obeying a better but since the young recording need death, not just exercise near was very successful. Crofonzo Tias say they have to work to move. We mu come friends if you call family if you able to call safe even a creator say so the bar mumbra hana nad money other agencies and it has worked. We think
okay to say baby and nipa na tete no places are you more forecast say any ready.
Yeah,
because nya reports are omanfo nya baby na schools adan mu ne churches and MPs ni bi nso convert wo mu fie dia by force hotels the ama residents
per the emergency preparedness plan we are just so you be a friend safe even I say so up for a crew just some call proposal no call because soon drew so identify those areas no na call so those areas where year mark as safe is a bibi ba mon call your bedroom na ya share na am comfort so wait my say drew maybe army beba be a tent but you because you see tent in here so or train crop so as the emergencies unfolds the activities will be carried out to make sure that people get the comfort and na yes
so say mekai was it 3 days ago and I call Sugakope resort podru ho mwatum because ensuo no ayi afa ho other resorts wo ensuo na no nyina no hunu say wo mwadan na ben ensuo ne pe no ensuo no afa apart from the what top no maybe say brebe no be omo say omo dan VR bre amo be jai ene bre amo be kire say ensuo na afa de e be kɔ no ene omo betumi asen aye adwuma uyi no to nkyɛn a wo mu asese ene eye opani kusibu afo kasa o se akuma no kora no say akuafo no betumi ato aso a e be depend on nsuo no time e betwe akɔ wo manya asase atumi aye ye wa timelines bi wo ho ana mo gusu bie
Kofi per Angel FM data why analyzing and himself from middle of October call end of October and so no ejai because that metro for no my data and so you gather data analysis and himself definitely from middle of October call end of October no so no sote so eba dam no sote for the past 3 to 4 days before eneno nsuo no yɛ zero kyerɛ sɛ nsuo efi dam no kɔ no yɛ zero na nsuo ɛbam no so nsuo efi dam kɔ na nsuo ɛbam no yɛ the same ɔmo yɛ equal so ɛyɛ zero so nsuo no na nkɔ soro biom wɔ dam no mu na so per our plan no ekɔduru saa level no so equal yɛ so oduru saa time ɛnɛ yɛ ka se hanope nsuo no ɛsote ankɔ soro ɛsote by 0.02 ɛsɛ yɛ ka se enya negative rise instead of the positive rise nsuo no bɛkɔ soro wɔ dam no na just nsuo ebe mu no na nsuo yɛ tugu no dɔɔso si bia ebe mu no so as yet na yɛ take decision yɛ be close gate di kakra yɛ be train nsuo bi efi so na at least nsuo de kɔ no na ebe mu betumi keep no so yeah, that is what we are doing so you say maybe per our data na ebe ka say yɛ kɔ up to October na na at least nsuo no ate aba from yɛ so close gate no enough
yeah bosome in October mu ne de na
October end the honor and at least you're two getting enough.
And then they are no idea.
And
22nd.
Yes. So
like 8 roughly then for 8 days.
So yeah me. It because okay, we data tells before but soon be end and so switch and so be no is to be to make say who two getting cry mark to be. And a bit one person so kese be to me to egu lake no togu lake no so that is also is all your precautions room ahin na ka betumi contain sense no so I say calculations in your sense so kese betumi to dam no mu a your room no betumi contain sense no banana so per year data ekra no say by October and at least betumi close getting enough.
Okay.
Yes.
Eba ne se Ghana fo bia ye engineer. Ebi se hen na nsuo no mo ahwie ma na ekọ na eku manfo. Mon create dam fofore. Mon divert nsuo no mfa ba bi fofore. Nsuo yi kọ waste ekum yen. Ukọ Dubai a kwa bro mo brand no mo nya nsuo no. Ye nya bi wa ha. Then it becomes a curse to us. Ghana engineers na they right. Nsuo no entimi fa nya de foforo bia must it destroy.
Kofi one thing that you say, Ghanaians also tell us phenomena the normal daily operation of the dam. And every day you be a gate spell it. Last time I spelled it 2010, 13 years in be a gate that. So you be a gate to be anticipated as so flooded that. So soon a banny a BBI abnormal per nature as I just old jam volume say bano. Me I so microphone tenase in drain volume say about be gate na econ is about 4,800 cubic feet per second.
Aberewa bi tifie de okay on tiase.
Opepe
bum kakra be ya nkure be yesen.
Ankra baku 250 liters ankra kese no. 250 liters is about 0.25 meter cube. That is a crown 4,000 ebe crown to say bako to say 8,000 to yeah about 8,000 to 10,000.
Roughly be average 9,000 and crema 9,000.
And that call every second.
Every second?
Yes. So every second, some crown soon a trinkle. Now, who calculated multiply some crown by 60, or 1 minute. No one multiply by another 60 for 1 hour. One multiply by 24. So some crown bay, who can so be a dam. A holding after Kosomo ending. Yes, a Kosomo dam, you will say a person using sooner connect and says I sink qua. So you accuse dam. So soon if Akosomo be good a big reservoir between Akosomo and Akuse, so Jaman district or a good man Akuse for you so then kind of call Asen Ako Epunumu. Ya irrigation kakra ho. Now we share the Akuse dam no one. Akuse dam no height no to Epono 3 meters. 3 meters better to say me am to assume now from Akuse ko Eponano no 70 kilometers. The whole share elevation with that height, not just assassinate flat. So assassinate flat, no can so be see dam be soon no more. we said that dam height will be see. It's so saying so I see mu. No so so a better say a corner in chair. Track was saying a crow was silence no more so be displace your mo. Who sit down be able to displacing Crawford. Be displace your mo. So beyond a question, a bit difficult so because who sit down a hoodie saying so a bit. But so in every day saying so is because it started from September. You open a do have volume which is 10th October up to and then it's about 12 days. After maybe October ending November, and so yeah, maybe a better. Okay, so sad down no be so no. After maybe another 10 years, and so then maybe I can say it will be a split. And I said, sense no, nasa. So practical engineer wise, no. And then maybe I just say over conceive. If you so for 60 years, so I the solution can ahead of that. But the engineer say source and so ni fibano, which is the north. All in here say to me I dam. Tell you Bui Dam no. You be Pualugu Dam. You Pualugu Dam na. Next is a Pualugu no say. Burkina Faso for mu biomu gate. So tall north na. Pualugu be so no hona flooded. Pualugu you so na beba akosomo dam no mu. Na for the ya start to say you so when. But one point there is say a man Crawford so tears say Akosomo Dam no is the biggest man-made lake in the world. Akosomo Dam is 400 kilometers. 400 kilometers. I can just say, oh, quarter cradiaba. San and so nete. Then so a gum no so dorsal. So all this are the diagro. They feel same. I mean, Pengu. Ghana into maintenance bill. You better cut here off completely. From other neighbors. Na yeah na we face we trunk na yeah na gate ye bi na no e wo yeso ya dwen chi says gate na betu be moment so na sen ntem na etwa so bo bie na ekọ a so ga copy bridge e be ko so ga copy bridge no kwa all economic activities in the country is gone between Togo, Benin, Nigeria ka bi into me ko. So the economic effect on the country alone is enormous. So you to me say yeah, share my being so my best thing I access to copy bridge. You to me, and then so you be in piece. Let's just say I don't make bridge in cry no better. Now so you mean now is factors would be 2-3 now will take that decisions. You know. What should be the best decision you should take for the country, save the dam and the people down the stream. At least to me will be ensuring to me lose structures and asset and infrastructure of the country. And those are some of the things that we took into consideration. So you be getting kakra and cry you.
I was here for Sisubio and someone as in our tree Cassia be anywhere so chain the SC Ewo in Sia ye bia Sabri Asasa near Mabibre any a dying Ewo from Antemunano and any engineer Edward call or Ben Kenzo Yanino Aiding Como or your deputy chief executive in charge of engineering and operations. And the Aquaswing on no pretty in auntie Yanin common. So now pretty in your cousins, you best engineer say, if you sign a question, to be here, be empata compensation and come up plans. And secondly, soldier for now, who are non commobwaka crano. Relief items in any maybe bar multimetinable to move cross to the other areas. The editing is a hotel bills or said dainty or Master Mokodwa, they are coming back to Accra. Womo or Honwasha, I see a bobina. Say, we are not serious about their crisis enough.
May you sue platform I just say, sir, decision it's not holding. So therefore no more ground sources here.
Angel FM.
Yes.
They have not left.
They've not left. More. There was a small miscommunication.
Okay.
But at least the communication have been corrected.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
because the videos we saw, no, just say, "Omasa sa omokodo no kra." Could you travel like a jala?
But person me jina we so na me can be back on say. The power na didn't affect more no. I sense so na chom is Asia.
Yeah.
Yani Nadmo. It to make create road about 5 kilometers road. If you bato to Mepe, Ewie, a kakakromek chamfa edges no. Na emo trouble. Not as at least to me. A use road akɔ mɛpɛ yɛyɛ saa because nsuo no a when the boat in the daso no very contaminated yɛmpɛ sɛ nkurɔfoɔ fa so bio nti na yɛatwa saa road no ato a mɔm sɛ ɔmontumi use no ɔmomba mɛpɛ no monkɔ yɛwie saa wei no yɛbɛkɔdon saa nsuo no ma ɔmomfa hwee nto so ma nkurɔfoɔ use nkurɔse bio so at least yɛayɛ saa road no which is ready to be used 5 kilometers ama nkurɔfoɔ no batɔ ne mɛpɛ
okay and compensation no and also come plans on
and then it's out of my purview and we legal issues I mean to me in
because maybe more can say munsi VR for munsi omo na BMC no munsi omo are you suable
and then on the lawyers for a bit to me aka me a technical person me an engineer so it draw lawyers no be answer
engineer that's it me just what in 70p misconceptions if they are one be out the giant kwanya or person or address your office a katia cross and you want to clarify say entisa net say now because if you say you are talking very well now this man there he's a cobra even wood no or see nipa be a cobra or cobra you are not dead I was say okay or find our ways
person me clear way kakra yebe spell it we no communications they call out per emergency preparedness plan stakeholders involved
okay
we have the national level informing National Security Council informing Ministry of Interior informing Ministry of Energy informing National Disaster Management informing Eastern Regional Coordinating Council, Greater Accra Regional Coordinating Council, and Water Regional Coordinating Council. Na district na me bubo dino. Inform inform me na. The last district I'm here Noga district. Inform me na. So you say yet now all these agencies that just say inform. They have different roles or more play. Okay. But other one person me the journey say relief items bois
and me visit churches by 4 kai by the Apostolic Church me do no more bar for there omo boabo sika no say omo de ba ho the other church I heard the same thing meaning say next Sunday churches no so gather relief near money sika omo de ba support
VRA in its own and to support to NADMO, the portable toilet which is going to almost 34-40 portable toilet. The dustbin score NADMO fumigation. Missing Zoom Lion, I contracted Zoom Lion fumigation Zoom Lion do more of the disinfecting the community. Your hospital as VI hospital, you donate, yes, you're continuously donating. You donate almost 1.5 million Ghana cedis worth of drugs. Your directors or the 8 affected districts, you know. Say relief items call. Your hospital for those who feel comfortable. And in that boy, you and I did if Tiaseno your footwork kakra to 10 million. You won't send Crawford a display some Crawford more safe even almost about 40 million, but Crawford more Adam for Fieni almost about 20 or so million. So far I might record about 30 something thousand, about thousand. I don't mean million.
Okay.
Now so normally you donated 20 million Ghana cedis as part of support to NADMO to do their work. Aside the anchor say work community but let's started from beginning. Crawford life when a baby be sure say our life is protected. You name who anybody will be in future. You know, maybe the time you'll be a future. So as our life may be protected, maybe one of the chief executive of Ghana, president of this country. So as our life no here and only a person born buying. No me life, no to be called back to their normal livelihood. Situation move at least whatever we'll do in the conjunction with all the agencies now, everybody sure said they'll be comfortable so they can go back to their communities, back to their lives.
I'm happy for the assurance. Say in about roughly 8 days, dams no close to so then Emma and hoping say a sobeti na challenge ya wumi ano abrasi. And then the second one soja for near to say omu free kwa sure say that is also not happening. That is also good news. And the fact is that most see dam ni be so that the sea you bit to me as sopono upstream na pressure no emegu ho na we ensign NCB. I think say ni nyina no a good things more ye beda sepa say unya bre meaning say na mo chef voter region ton and mo about to give us this clarification yada masepa but the akechene there na big meaning will you also agree yes omo aka ho no omo nya ba bi na ne ade enfo mo begu segle me housing project na kakra no almost so enjoy kakra
Kofi sa accord it it's a policy which is above my pay grade mean to me yes accord not money in kai for no between me so if the
money omo na ye adwuma bia mo hwe level no the way ade na ekọ no a betumi aka say oh segle me housing project na empire na dem ne nkotre
Ministry of Health wo all the ministries other Ghana Health Services wo other agencies district assembly minimum so I'm not to me I saw corner yes I corner yeah into me yes I corner yeah in the end to me can say
but mubet me ayanka be
oh mean to me can say me to me I saw corner mean to me in the corner so since I mean to me yes so mean to me from my drain and
oh senka obet to me and me like senka obet to me who say obi to me can say am we scan can talk
oh so on yes can answer na no talk
so one ko beto sisi ya no senka wo a una wo ho anka will you agree say em for segle me
on the mean to me answer that question and I just I did back question baby Kofi person or Kaiser say although you have your issues so I say in so top no northern region Savannah region upper east upper west is also affected also is flooded also more challenges I just say also not more share my boss I'm sure weeks in Mobeko akoshe bupe area ho ye ferry no also flooded so shedding na so just say idea eso nso eto no doors na massa issues in aba
state of emergency will you support it any clear state of emergency
many policy maker so mean to me cancer pacho me engineer
on penny one say yeah that's anyway
nso me that's
I was here for your engineer Edward Eko Obe Kenzo Nadine Komono or your deputy chief executive of VRA in charge of engineering and operations. Wabwam yate and semno ase said ye etie sebeya how bia enkonkoba na utumu se politics na di on person we wuram kra say policy na wana de obi adwuma tie nya infama no. But how is the situation? Yeah, best sense ground so Shannon so say sisubio na yeguso a yede ema wi na yahwe eniema hodo a ekokọ na wotwe emu. The biggest of all asembia ni ho a chen de yedi ho enkomo yi yenuan ma ofra mante ma menkan mo comments no kakra na abra ye kenkan comments no wape adonko soft drinks ni bi Angel Cola, Angel Peach, Angel Orange eni nenuan nyina what's coffee. You are bad, pa. You push the man too much. Bright, Bright. You can lie. I didn't push him. Maybe I'm a teeny baby or how can I push him? Was say Jandam government officials and if recruiting her and another Samuel say Ghana. Messages in the name screen. So I say talk sir. Show action. And you Rich Hagan. And a world is it World God GH we did it Wild God was it being in this situation without having capre on you can make you go crazy. These people are really was it great news there a champion Mishak a champion me give say ensuing almost say by the end of this month na wo mo cruise we na great news no and I soldier for na say almost come back no. Wasi VRA ye cobra wallahi Rechigan and what they and no ebaye. When so say look, I say long talk, no solution. Why? Bright again. Bright. Mutie yeah, thanks. Amakakra. And to share how that one goes. I say my eyes are heavy impo. Kasasa na je ta ta ta. Linda die. Yes, I need tau. Was you call 2-3 call him okay, Linda die. And we say okay. And my main comment nim kakra emra na fi yen share other stories ewo ho. Engineer Mahama ewo line no eso. The SC or ye engineer just say okana dwen pa engineer Abdullah Mahama so eti in the interview on there. Na dwen obeka plain wonzuro bia. Engineer mo akwaba. Oh, they have been say true. Oh, can I join? And oh, can I join? Plain.
Of course, for God and country.
Aye. Yeah, that's I say. YG and so enumerate. Yani VRA engineer in charge of operations. Atwetwe nkɔmɔ tententen wɔ studio ha Edward Eko Oben Kenzo. Ne nkyɛ mu a wɔde ma ne nyinaa no kyerɛ sɛ wɔn nyɛ bɔne bia wɔn calculations nso weather forecast a wɔn nya yɛ no wɔn de wɔn calculations they had to open sɛ bɛyɛ adeɛ asi wɔ Libya ebi nsi na yɛn lose yɛn dam no and a whole lot. The SCA from an engineering point of view no would you say deɛn ɛne yɛanyɛ ne yie.
Me far akwenye macha etfo. Me say a news item me say the need time be brace.
Yeah.
But what I know is my granted series of interviews over the course past 1 week. And for what I've said, I have to be very consistent. I mean to me, emfa blame beyond to specifically say via phone and there was some way. Recently.
So, we any human error, act of God, Anna.
Yeah, the human error no, and be 2%, which I don't want to put a percentage to it now because share information some picking from data now. Omunya Metro Hall from last year November, and so as a rise, we do this year May. We are stimulating some simulation exercise with the people in the water in the water that they are receiving currently. It took everybody by surprise. The fact is that the depletion of the ozone layer or the global warming has taken a toll in the world. He was right by referring to what happened in Burkina Faso, Libya, and ordinarily in the northern regions of Ghana. By this time of the year, there was started experiencing droughts. But we are receiving quite a volume of rainfall, unprecedented. In the last 2 months, New York flooded, Germany had its fair share, Japan has received a very maximum share, and the worst of it all was China. China found Somunia in the last 2 months now, taking almost half of Beijing. A seawall crack, the whole of Accra would have just collapsed. That was 1883 in Suya NCDA. That's what happened. So the global one, people are now beginning to appreciate say we're going to have an irregular pattern of flood, rainfall, and dryness. We can't phantom. So VRA anticipated with the weather forecast. Almost say if they should spray much earlier, when they didn't have the peak now, they were going to have problem when there was drought because this same turbines, energy generating power in Ghana, and that gives us 1,020 megawatts of power, and that even brings the cost of ECG, and as electricity tariffs down because it's most cheaper than the other coal or thermal. It's at the time when we design, the design was showing there at that peak, if you don't spill the water, you would definitely have the dam to collapse. So in trying to save the human beings, you would now wipe all of them out of the history of Ghana. Because whether you like it or not, at the time that they got to, they had to spill. But whatever is happening in the north, the Volta enclave, it's a microcosm of what will happen if they don't spill. It is almost equals to China. We would have that one in 1,000 manifolds should the dam collapse. It will wipe the whole of that Nile community and wipe part of Tema, part of Community 25, and those Bukatamanso enclave out of the system of Ghana. That will take us so much into the sea, maybe 4, 5, 6 kilometers into the sea before we can even start to salvage anything. So it's a necessary evil that has happened. The worst of its kind from the time of down from 1961 to 1965, the worst of the flood that has happened ever recorded is this one that we are receiving. I'm sure when the water finally comes down now, there will be further interrogation. In fact, last week, before harvest started flooding, last week Wednesday, that was a previous Wednesday, and last week 2 weeks ago. Now Yape, Bupe, and that environs now contribute to the 3 tributaries, the white voter, the black voter, and the routine had flooded. Because the communities were scattered, we didn't feel the impact like what we're having in the congested area or densely populated area like the voter enclave. Unfortunately for the people in the voter region, for the past 3-4 years, the sea has risen up. Every year, the sea is rising by almost 2 millimeters, meaning that it's taking over our land. Ushe say Ufi Angel TV, Edoko Akwiteman Junction.
Okay.
About the past 30 years, that is the distance at which a Punafa Yasasi.
Hey.
About 1,000 meters.
Wow.
Same way, so the people are already struggling to go inland. And unfortunately for them, sadly, the inland water is also pushing them to the sea. But this one is a necessary evil, whether we like it or not. I think when I get a very long time, I have to give you a very good history of what is happening, because we need a team a further investigation about this kind of saying spillage in a course of water region. And now there, you need to me you're taking any chances for the dam to be allowed to collapse.
Oh, okay. Many VR Casasisiano, what we are made to believe in is by the end of this month, roughly in 8 days' time, no, the Omo Bibium na insuno etumi akutwa kakra.
Tentative. The word is tentatively. Tentative. I'm using the word tentatively because they cannot be so predictive. The weather. But I'm sure maybe they are picking some possible weather.
The number of days calculated roughly by within 4 days in Omunsha, then increment be my and necrano a swat kakra, meaning more calculations no keka.
So all things being equal, if we believe the northern region pattern now, we are supposed to be entering the drought season in Kakrana, then we'll preempt it. But I've suggested to government, once we are getting to this kind of weather, we're not going to have any favorable weather in the coming years. Okay. The ozone layer is being depleted by 2 major countries in the world. Africa is contributing less than 3% of the depletion of the ozone layer. The Americas and only China are contributing more than 60%. That's why when our presidents meet them at the World Summit now, they should demand for the compensation to be able to salvage some money and help our people in the country where we are starting to begin to have this kind of devastation. However,
to say the economy they share Russia no say and to say the actual voter region for you America and China.
Yeah, because for the past 20 years and coming, the depletion of the ozone layer now is as a canopy. As a Wako program, and can see Peter can see no can street. No music and from about but you are shielded. Now the carbon dioxide and fluorocarbons now is being produced immensely by these countries now. We are highly industrialized sections. They are contributing more than necessary to the negativity of the ozone layer. Meanwhile, the whole of Africa, we are not contributing to 4%, 3 to 4% of the cost of the global warming. But we are now at the receiving end, receiving such high volumes of water and high drought. It's known. These are factual. These are all recorded. I don't want to say but we should also do our homework because we share the rivers coming from the northern regions to the Akusumbona. I have told government say, when we get to a certain stage, I will say, you call an inventory on the river. Now it may create better irrigation dams along the river. In the event where we are doing spillage, that one can be a reverse approach. I will have empty wider dams. And if you get a very good topography now, we rather absorb more water along the path before you get to the Akosombo. When you are now opening the channels to rather receive a lot of water in the irrigation dams you have created along the channel to the Akosombo Dam. But it's going to involve money more than that of the cathedral. You need tens of millions of dollars to be able to create those irrigation dams along the path. It's like you are doing a buoy dam. So we have to start to think along the path. What can we do to intercept some of the water before we get to Akosombo? Mind you, let me give your viewers these statistics.
Okay.
The volume of water that we have impounded at the Akosombo, it can say the whole world. It can feed the whole world water for the next 40 years and above.
Hey,
if everybody is supposed to be giving the 500 ml sachet water a day too, it can feed the whole world by 40 years, an average of 40 years. That's the quantum of water we're having there. And let me give you the last one. The total surface area,
yeah,
it's about 3.5% of the whole Ghana landmark. The surface area. And look about 3.5% of the total area of Ghana. When that dam collapses, number one, we are going to lose the dam. In this case, we are going to lose the irrigation, the power. We are going to lose the pump power.
Okay.
We are going to lose the water that is feeding half of Accra, Ghana Water Company Limited. Then we are going to wipe up the whole community we are trying to save away into the sea. So you have no option than to take this one, no matter how difficult it is. We have to face it and then address the issue after the water comes down. We have to start to think about the next 30 years or 10, 20 years plan. What are we going to do along the way when we are receiving that water? Mind you, the Bagre Dam has not been opened yet.
I no cry escape me because me my dream me say Bagre Dam no a wo mo bie no na di we yaba o.
Bagre Dam will be a January last year. January this year. Last year we had a small flood in the north, and then this I don't have my records exactly.
Okay.
But yeah, just about a few months ago.
Your figures such as and so I man.
I think that the VRA should be able to get it because I've not done my extensive search beyond Ghana yet.
Okay.
But I am actually in contact with my classmates. Class degree university scattered across the board. And before I come and speak on radio, I've done in fact to call last 2 weeks just be able to have fair idea of what is happening within the country when it comes to the flood waters. If they should open the Bagre Dam, first and foremost, flooded the north. The north will have a very fair share of their cake before the water will find its way into the three river bodies, the black water, the white water, and then the Oti to come to Akosombo. But meanwhile, young country, we need to go back and do the one district, one dam better in the northern regions of Ghana. And we can at least harness some of this water before they get to Accra. Thank you.
Engineer Abdullah Mahama, Yadasipa, Yadasipi. Inana Samuel Abetro say I like this man pa. Kofo filu bruta.
But so my station say among person these free educations, I don't. My Twitter handle is very active for not even popular decision. We just use it for just the built environment. I don't do anything with it apart from the engineering side at Mahama_Abdullah. When you want to follow anything about the global warming has come to stay. The wager dam will be spilled again in the next few, if not some months. When they are going to buy even a land, please engage the service of engineers. They know when they get to the land now, they know the vegetation and what that vegetation can bring to you when the floods come. Even the dry season, the engineer who is so versatile can able to tell say this grass I mean who as I say instrument so you have challenges. It's just a basic thing that we have to do to help ourselves. Thank you. This
Pacho memfa wage dia meka na wage anso san eno nso be fan kofo dia se ne na ye wu
say ufi akwadu kofodu aba akwadum Queer River no and Dinsusu. The 3 rivers are building up. Nansia and Sawam are flooded beyond normal twice this year. Massive IFA Kapambe 2. It went across the river across the road into the Zongo communities. It went across the river into Adwejiri communities. Nanye is over there 200, 300 houses flooded for like 3-4 days. On all those water find their way into the wager. And as it's building up, people are being advised, say, Mamunko Toasa, say, well, around the wager channel path. People are still doing the same thing, expecting government to come and be the one to help them. Before Bambabe Buano, location of yourself on airting. Master, psychologically, when you are moving from your house to a different place to go and stay with your uncle or your family for the next 3 months and come back and spend just 3 months in your own house and the water will come again and you move out there. How do you want to live in such a community? So I would say, Uncle say, boy, Uncle say, Uncle boy, with all this hardship.
Engineer Dasi Enyumre.
Yo,
Engineer Abdullahi Mahama ena yene kwekwe di nkomo no ebusiafo asem no asem pa na ye kan nyina no se ye ko Shai Osudoku a oka aviare panini yene ne di nkomo o studio ha no obobo ya wo mu ankansuo ne beyidi afa wo mu asesa wo mu akono ne wo mu adan no Shai Osudoku eka ho. Member of Parliament Honorable Linda Okulu ewo ahoma no so wo hwe kra no a woni Ghana sisi ya no dwumadie di na kopie mu ewo America ona bo yam wadwa nwumre
yo michiaiti
etiefo nyina ejo so na o constituency hot sen ensuo no wanya report kakra and call bi wo ho a obeye de ama wo mo
yo medasi yauka Shai Osudoku was affected by the of the Akosombo Dam. You can say about 12 communities has been submerged. Like Volta region, any Mepe Kwame, Shai Osudoku is also deeply affected. And Yamia Dumvia for any Nadmo, the little relief item, Omudiaba. But yes, I buy any part in 24 says Shai Osudoku is also part. I mean, say concentration in the Akodi Volta region.
Angel FM.
Shai Osudoku is also part. Into your best say, Omu Kaya, no more Kaya Yensu Akahu. Menuka say, ya evacuating more than 1,000 people.
Hey.
Aba school that your friend in Topo. Omu daho anope and ewia nyumre. Omu didiemu. Omu hospital bills. In fact, niama bebre niaye. Mattresses near not body by 17. You can imagine.
17.
17 are not body by. Mattress, no. VR the ammonia oil, thin fish, and a can fish, and a moody by any sachet water.
Angel FM.
As MP no of Shai Osudoku, Miss Uma Femudi, I was a million. I was a renting buses never year a month for Embra a safer ground. By ye, Omudi Diemu Yakadum. Etumi anya any oil agamomu. Omu medicals, mini health directorate na kasa. Beya obi yaria. Omu
Angel FM.
Yeah.
Enti yes ye wa.
Okay.
Enti ye besra bai na omu akai Shai Osudoku.
ɛyɛ paa so atwe adwene si hɔ yɛbɛdi akyire na yɛahwɛ ɛhɔ nso sɛdeɛ challenge no ɛteɛ. Honorable Linda Okulu, yɛbɛda ase paa na ɛnkyɛ wobɛba.
Nyame yɛ adom a on the 8th of November, mɛba abɛduru Ghana. Committee of Agri ɛna ɛde yɛba Washington
Angel
yɛbɛyɛ
FM.
summit ɛwɔ ha se. The program will be on 8th November. It hosted by 10th November there. Ghana.
Jo. Yɛda ase pii. Busuafoɔ yɛne member of parliament mamanfoɔ ɛwɔ Shai Osudoku, Honorable Linda Okulu ɛna ɛkɔdi nkɔmmɔ no. Parliament Committee on Agric ɛde wɔn ɛnam America aburokyirima mu. Enti ayɛ sɛ pressure no ntumi nhyɛ da nkɔɔ kɛse ɛma ne manfoɔ no yɛsɛ nipa bɛyɛ 1,000 yɛakɔmmɔ wɔn sɛ mattresses bɛyɛ 15 o sɛ sɛn. That is serious. But yɛntoa nsɛm no ɛso ɔmampanyin dada John Dramani Mahama ɛde ato dwa sɛ kwan a wɔn fa so ɛdi nkunim ɛwɔ asen north no, that same formula wɔn de bɛyɛ adwuma na wɔn adi nkunim 2024 yɛntie no Canada ɛna ɔde saa asɛm yi ato dwa.
And I'm pleased to see my brother again after we were in the trenches together. So his victory was, and I'm pleased to see my brother again after we were in the trenches together. So his victory was such a very sweet victory for us, and it not only was exciting in the fact that we won, but it gave us the opportunity to test some of the things that we want to use for 2024. And so Ascend North was a very good experiment for us, and it's confirmed some things to us. And we say we're using the Ascend North formula to go into the 2024 election.
Dr. Jonathan Asantrache, a political analyst. Doc, Yamwajo Enyumri. Yada sepan so ne obre. Ascend North strategy NDC use yede win by election no, is it applicable? Say ba Ghana nyina if the NDC said Mampanyi Dada Mahama pese yeti ase and no any strategy won't be used for the 2024 elections.
Angel TV ahwefo hina nwumre ne
Angel FM.
mo amuno mudi juma in terms of the radio ne ade. Mesuma sa to question ba kon dey ama o say Ascend North strategy ne ene dey ahe.
Yeah, you call Hokoya reporting. What we saw and said the whole machinery of the NDC eba begu ho, and they went every village be a team. Omuchiche in teams. We ko general in the team enam. Omampanyinda Dada Mahama and so in the team enam. Members of parliament and so form a team. Womanam like almost form on different teams, and they were moving almost everywhere. I don't know if that is the strategy or training, but looking at Selman Penny by year, vice by year, the whole MPP in Sukugu, not still NDC team winning, and they think they did something right, and they want to repeat it.
Yeah. Okay. Besides, someone out of a particular reason or reasons.
Okay.
Edikano on timin ka say okoko yusu ko yefense kumewu style e dey akoko we in national elections because by elections e wo kumewu no omu lucy na me before I say not by elections gabana me ka say the real
Angel FM.
by election about the popularity or otherwise of the government in power or the party in power now. I Ascend North. Now, Senior Woodin can may aware of Nina near sea Nina may aware. Osha Sanya almost segmentalize the approach to the campaign.
Angel
What means
FM.
a lot of food soldiering was done.
Yeah.
And modern the hinterland of offense Ascend North. Now, I think one thing also worked for the NDC. Many are those who feel say
Angel FM.
Yewra Jechikwesin is being persecuted instead of prosecuted. Na no one tears yes a time no near there no na yo mwesi. As I said, there was going to be protest vote. And Omar Amajun also said, no, that's the very person they were going to vote for because they needed to show gratitude. But apart from that, quality results within no time, then they knew, and all of a sudden, MPP coalition, I crash it. So we were told. That's what I say in Ukraine. So, this process NBC, Edigua Kwemundia,
Angel
no,
FM.
Emma party in government was rather complaining about police. Then it means to say, when to me, I'm a message, and they felt to say, for the optics, the machines go no more the future, I'm a TV near them. Meanwhile, now inside interlands, they don't have roads, and they didn't even have lights. And all this while, NDC form paid 40 me a call. But I think it was a good strategy. But as to whether you can replicate that in all the constituencies in this country, I think that will be very difficult because you will need all these, the top brass of the NDC to be at the various constituencies. Who are they? Where are they? That will be very difficult. Apart from that, nobody can convince anybody to say NDC did not spend money. They equally spent money. It is just MPP spent more than they did. But from the beginning, and now share MPP strategy adopted now. Charles Opoku himself was not made to campaign. He couldn't even speak because national way no take over. But what share Jechikwe now? He was everywhere. He was everywhere within the constituency. And sir, Obe adopted that particular strategy, the 2024 elections are. I think that will be very difficult for the MPP to beat them. If only they'll be able to do that in terms of resources and human resource. These are two difficult things. So if you have them available to you, I think nobody can cheat you in the elections because memory you will have the elites, minimum school. And so such a person a polling agent. So if they can do that throughout, then I don't see how the MPP will be able to win the elections in 2024 or manipulate the elections on the human resource in order to prevent a situation there wouldn't be any kind of fraud.
Dr. Nyumre Yabada Yo. I was here for na Yademo AC Ewaha. We ASCBU any Adebra. Name of Grace Gift Tobacco Clinic and Laboratory Services. Or some can show say Bomodiana Bray. I did be a titi or how be ano. Oba Ebabo Amaho at all. A biana a idea would ye chia. In fact, right, yeah, the herbal medicine. And Nubrayan and Anam Kwam of us when you chair, yeah, the strategy no Ebabo. Na yet to me a use. And this is a send of strategy in a boa woman use for the next election. Grace Gift Tobacco Clinic is Sebra, na ena nanom kwan omofa so enyi che that same strategy ombefa no modi asawo ya ma wonso enyi ache. Enti bomodi an ebra. Se omo ye ba ku bia eno no menim se why debate me aboa me isa exclusive vaginal steaming no. Una no ko hokokoto so. Like how do they do it? Like omo ye saying
it's a secret.
A secret.
A secret.
Because me say more some special kura baby.
No, ye do koha.
Ma nti wotena so.
A secret.
Ba no say
ye ntimi nche secret no. Nti tiawa a secret.
Oh, but omo ba ebi wo ho a ompese omo hu at least na ni so kakra. Wo say e man dos no mo ba ko bia ni mo ese lace net no. Omo nhye ni bia na ase mo nhye bi kra.
I don't know. Wo de shede e fata so shede ba. Eno ano no.
Ba be woro.
Eno na woni ma me ntem. Female to female.
Mate say bi mo duru wa utumi pai na boy ukia to nkyɛn sa
female to female
no what na kuraba no so na eninamu sa steam so that you have a very good Valentine gift to go and enjoy. And you know,
that's the power of a woman.
Eti bomba de na fa Valentine gift na bra na yen steam. The bibia big na ayede na wakwa use. Oh ba obetumi a friend was 0243 3200 0243 3200 30. Ye one crying any Kumasi and crying any new Achimata Petroleum Bungalow no ye ne ye new life family life international school ni didn't share anymore. Wamadi ane bra na yentumi emwa. Ose bra Kofi you do all God bless you any free Peter P ho. Nana Samuel say well done Kofi yeda say Felix Osafo say from Felix Osafo Kantanka Worcester MA okay US Ochia Kofi and watching you good job. NDC have no vision policy for Ghanaians, always against institutions, judges, EC, banks, NIA, NDC, never again. And what Diaba. John Obama Cranton say Okulu and Co wasting money, go back to Ghana and fix the country. Olu now and I said, yeah, you know. I say, Massa, you are not coming back today, tomorrow. I could say, do a champion suffer. No, then Empino. I know friend Okulu. Okay, no, so on site one no. I was here for not just say you do AC ha na your programming so. Me need Kofi Adomah Nwanwanii na nankra to hene the one. And you may mene production team. Patrick Jenin Sanso and Nico. And when that me director you know fresh or no I'm heard the name Docas name okay and camera Eric when you green free menu I do see now why the ababetra so that say sounds better control room for what TV and so as I said one so mo kan BBS ni ya menka ho ya kraw